He drops flares. My missile misses him. Boom! In my face. I get a aim 9X. My second ET also goes wild. And now I am flying while bleeding fuel. I have no HUD. I have no radar. I have one missile, but I can't launch it because I can't lock it. And I do have a gun. So here we go. Entering into a dogfight. Доброе утро, товарищи. Добро пожаловать в минеральные воды. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Min Vodi, as they would say in Russian. And this is Plasma 1945, gearing up into my su-27 for an air combat mission. You are going to see me pull off something that I haven't never done before, and that is get 5 kills in a single flight, and actually using pretty much R-73s only on a single mission. And the reason I'm posting this is because at the very end I've got an epic dogfight without radar, without HUD, while leaking fuel, and I get a victory out of it. So make sure you like this video, make sure you share it and subscribe, and off to the races. So taking off from Min Vodi on the Growling Sidewinder server after the restart, and heading high into the skies to look for some bandits. Now the server had just restarted, and it gave me a bit of safe passage to quickly get to the west and get to the valleys. Now, I am not a high altitude flyer in the Russian plains. I prefer to stick to the weeds and work within the weeds themselves. So that's exactly what's happening in this case, is I'm getting to the weeds and ducking and covering into them. Once I'm in the valleys, I'm in my happy place because that's where I belong. And cruising through the valleys, heading out to the west, kind of west, northwest, west, southwest. Either direction works as long as it's west and as long as I stick to the valleys, so that the AWACS and the early warning system for the blue team will not pick me up that readily and that easily. I have switched into vertical scan mode because I've got a few bandits next to me. I've got an f-16 and an f-14 nearby, and another f-16 that's a bit further off. I do have a couple of friendlies on the way in, and these are high-flying su-33s that are inbound to support me. But so far I am on my own at this time because I got to the valleys and to the enemy territory that is contested before anybody else. My loadout right now is 2 R-27TEs, that's thermal, and 4 R-27ERs, and of course 4 R-73s. I maxed myself out because I figured this would be a battle. And there goes the first R-73 on its way to the F-14B. Finds its mark and takes the F-14B out. That plane wasn't in the air that long, and I think he still had a full load of missiles, but he's taken care of. First kill of the flight. Now, do I fast forward past all the fun parts? Nah, I just fast forward past all the boring flying above the valleys. The key here is to stay out of the radar if you can, so that you are not an easy target for an F-16 or an F-18 radar. But for me, here's another launch against the F-16 that was the wingman to that F-14, R-73 away towards the target. After I launch, I bank right away to get out of their ability to launch a sidewinder at me. That's the most important part. Once you see a target, you launch at him, and you'll see this one more time here as I come around, try to get lock. As soon as I have vertical scan, I launch, and then I start backing away. What this does, this gives me a little bit more of an opportunity to get that missile away and to look for cover and to drop flares, which I do there. And as I am flying along, the F-16 gets away, but the F-18 does get blown up by my missile. The first F-16 that I did merge with and launched at did get away, but I got his F-18 that was following him. Alright, 2 good kills, so this is a pretty good start. I'm pretty happy with myself here, and go down into the valleys for a little bit more hunting. What I'm looking to do here is basically try to conserve fuel, so what I'm doing is I'm actually going between afterburner if I need to track somebody, down to 80% thrust to make sure that I can survive long enough. Unfortunately, that is my ally that just got shot down. That was Punk. He was flying an su-33. He was flying high and fast, but he got hit. I'm full of sadness, but all I can do is fly on and try to revenge him. Because that is in the Russian avenging heart. So, with all the valleys around me, I'm getting locks, and I'm dropping some chaff, and I've got another bandit on my 12 o'clock hot. So it's time to try to make him my what do you call this? He is going to be my beach. Yes, very nice. I got lock. He just shot down one of my allies. I didn't make it quite around quick enough, but there goes another R-73, tracking very nicely towards the target. Another F-16. He can't dodge an R-73. The F-16 shot, and he's going down. So I believe this is kill number 3, if I'm not mistaken. I thought I had 6 kills in this flight, but goodbye F-16. May you fall down to the ground in all peace that you can possibly achieve. So doing fairly well, but as you can see, my fuel is down to just over 2,500 liters. That is not a lot. I calculate 1,000 liters for 100 kilometers of sustained flight. So I don't have that much fuel. I could still turn around and get back. I do have inbound friendlies. I've got a couple of F-14s coming in and a couple of other friendlies, but I'm just staying on station just in case anybody pops up. At this point, I am conserving fuel and dropping my thrust anywhere down to 80% to going afterburner for a launch. High altitude bandit coming in. Got him locked up, and there goes one of my centerline mounted 27 ER Fox 1s. Good lunch, and off it goes to find its lunch. The launch has gone. Let's look for its launch. That was a very quick hit on that F-16. Let's watch what happened here. I launched one, then I launched a second ER. By the time the first ER hit, the second was still on its way, and unfortunately that F-16 ended up without a wing. And I think, again, one of those tough decisions. Do you go back to base or do you stay on... I figured I'll stay in the air, and I had enough fuel to be able to get back to Sochi, which is a neutral base on this multiplayer server. And again, this is all real people, all multiplayer. And here is my final battle with Zaloga. That was the F-18 that I shot down earlier. He got back in the air, and he's tracking hot on me. I'm doing vertical scan. I've switched to my TEs. That's thermal guided. Imagine a sidewinder with a long range. That's an R-27 TE. And we're going hot on each other. He launches an AIM-120 and an AIM-9, and what I do is I go really sneaky and I use this mountain as a shield. There's the hit of the AIM-120, hits the mountain, and you'll see the AIM-9 just off of my 12 o'clock when I switch back here. It's going to hit the mountain side. Boom, there's the AIM-9. Hit the mountain. First R-27 TE goes off on its way towards the enemy. He drops flares. My missile misses him. Boom, in my face. I get a AIM-9X. My second ET also goes wild, and now I am flying while bleeding fuel. I have no HUD. I have no radar. I have one missile, but I can't launch it because I can't lock it, and I do have a gun. So here we go, entering into a dogfight. At this point, I'm getting max afterburner. I'm down to, I think, 800 liters of fuel, and I'm in a dogfight. Now, can I aim and shoot down a plane without any targeting reticles and guidance computer? This is as old school as it gets, and I'm blacking out just because of the G's. So we go in, we pass each other very close on the first turn, almost merged, but not quite, and then I turn on the inside and come around from the other side. The F-18 is firing at me, and we go into a head-on merge here, passing almost, I don't know, 100 feet away from each other. Of course, I'm leaving really nice trails all over the sky as I turn into the F-18, cranking on that stick and firing my guns. Those came by pretty close to the enemy. Look at that. Oh, so close. That Hornet and that flanker dancing. But this was the fatal mistake of the F-18. When he made that turn, he lost all his speed and headed for that mountainside. And there, I've got a couple of hits on him just as he hit the ground. I'm going to consider this a kill because I did get those hits on him. At this point, I am zero fuel. I've got as much fuel as a six-can pack of beer. I'm completely out of fuel. I still have some guns, and I'm going to try to I don't know. I'm going to try a valiant landing here on the hill. I don't think I can do it in my current state. I am a flying brick. If I had something that was a little bit more flat, I might have been able to make a landing. Unfortunately, that does not happen. And just at the last second, I try to pop my gear. And just as I see the ground coming, I do eject. So coming in, and pop, eject. Okay, at least I got out. But sad ending to an epic flight. So if you liked it, give it a thumbs up and share. Throw up a tac view. So there's the AIM-120 and the AIM-9X. They hit the mountain. I survived that. He drops flares. I pull in and launch my first TE. And then he launches his AIM-9X. I launch my second TE. And I manage to survive, and my missile goes wild. I think those little 3 cubes are pieces of my jet. Probably my radar and my canopy. I check my guns. They're still firing, and we go into a dogfight here. The F-18 had a bit more speed, but he bled a lot of it by making that sharp turn when he realized that I wasn't dead yet. And I don't think he had situational awareness as to did I have my radar or missiles. So I think he drops his pod here. Basically gets rid of everything that he's got so that he can get into a proper dogfight. Not sure what a container is. If you know what the container is, let me know. So head-on merge right there. His gun's fired at me. I'm trying to turn in on him. I'm blacking out at this point. He's lost a lot of speed, so I do have a chance here. Full afterburner. I think I'm down to 500 kilograms of fuel here. Gets on my 6. Just as he does that, I reverse to make sure I can get out of his way and he can't land a hit on me, because I realize he lost a lot of speed. Head on. Guns firing. He fired some rounds, but mine were a bit closer. We are really tight. He's lost all of his speed, and I have no way of gaining speed because I've lost all my fuel. So without speed, he is heading down for that mountainside. There's my rounds. Boom, direct hit. Hits the ground. Do I deserve that kill? Let me know. Do I deserve that kill? I believe I do. You be the judges, but I think I definitely deserve that kill. Spinning around and going in for a landing. This is the worst place to look for an emergency landing location, even though the Russian planes are tanks. There we go. At this point, I am completely bingo fuel, and I'm heading for that mountain. All right, everybody, have a great day, and hopefully you enjoyed this.